The other day, one of my students asked me to make a video of sorts talking about how now she's getting to an age where her parents, her family is kind of rushing her to get married. They're setting up dates, blind dates for her, and she wanted me to speak on it. I don't know why she picked me being an English teacher. Probably because of the videos I made before talking about my marriage, my stance on marriage. And immediately I went, ooh, this is my favorite question. 这题我会 because like her, I am also at the age where folks of the yesteryear would consider a spinster. I'm 31. I just turned 31. I have no prospect in terms of romance, although I have no prospect in a lot of things as well. And I'm sure a lot of people are on the same boat where you're unmarried, you're single, and other people are kind of giving you a side eye and kind of, nudging you to do something about it. Unlike what most people think, I am not a cynical person. I'm not going to be black or white. I'm not going to be, oh, I hate men. I hate love. I don't believe in marriage. Or oh, you gotta get married or you won't be fulfilled as a woman. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think nowadays when you speak so unequivocally, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot because I was following an influencer on TikTok and she's kind of known for, oh, don't ever get married. Don't trust no men. Only use men for their material benefits. And then not even a year later, she got engaged to a man that was spending a lot of money on her. And so anytime anyone that says, oh, don't ever trust anyone or don't ever trust a man, don't believe in marriage, don't marry ever or don't marry again, I'm kind of like, well, let's see if you practice what you preach. And so my general take on marriage is I'm very conservative on it. I'm very protective of my freedom. I'm very protective over my mental peace because while I do believe in love, the concept of marriage, the institution of marriage was invented primarily to benefit men. It's an economical proposition. A lot of times an economical transaction. The bride's family give the groom's family a little something something and then in exchange the groom provides protection or long-term economical benefits. And times have changed. Women a lot of times are bringing in more dough or bringing in just as much dough, right? They're the bread maker. They don't need to depend on men for financial security anymore. And it just makes you question, if not for that, what is the point of getting married? When you're in a relationship and you're happy, sure, I get the desire to want to make a vow. And there's some security, like legal security. What if your spouse gets sick and you need to be the one signing the papers, right? But for the most part, the big hoopla around wedding culture and financial exchange. Like, I'm pretty sure my mom at this point wants me to get married primarily because she's given away so many red pockets at my cousin's weddings and me being the only child. She has not received any investment payoff on her previous donations. But whenever she kind of rushes me to start dating again or like go on blind dates or sign up for what's it called? Dating apps, I'm just like, I'm not really in the mood for dating. And two, my headspace is not in the right place. I don't even have a lot of energy and time for my friendships, let alone romantic relationship. That being said, I'm not saying never. I'm not against the idea of a meet cute. I also want to bring everything into perspective. You got to realize, like, not even 100 years ago, women couldn't have their own bank account. Women couldn't get educated. Women had to be like literally had to be married off or their parents just won't even acknowledge their existence. This is the first generation or the first few generations where women for the most part are allowed to do whatever they want. And if they want to stay single, that's their prerogative. They can do so without any legal repercussion or social repercussion. And besides, now I'm getting a little cynical. Marriages, 50% of the marriages don't last. They either end in divorce or death. And divorces come in different flavors. Some divorces, like the ones that I've seen in my particularly white friends, they're a lot more amicable. I mean, no disrespect to my parents, but they do not get along well, and they know as much, and I don't expect them to ever get along. And so when you have that kind of historical data, the statistics just constantly embedded in your subconscious, like in my case, being a child of divorce, it's hard not to be a little cynical about divorces or marriages. I'd rather be like a 40-year-old spinster, and even more of a spinster by society's standards, and just enjoy my life, not being attached to anybody or anything, than accidentally end up in accidentally ending up in a dreadful relationship, in a dreadful family setup that I can't really get out of, or would be very expensive to get out of. So, highest return, you get happy, you have money, you have security, you have a child, you do everything that you ever wanted to do, you're fulfilled, right? That is the best case scenario. Very rare. But more often and more extreme and more dangerous case would be you get abused, or at the very least you're uncomfortable and unhappy and you're trapped. That's why so many people in marriages dream of being single and vice versa, right? We all want what we don't have. But now that I'm into true crime podcasts more than ever, divorce isn't just like a family dissolution. You could end up dead. Your children might end up dead. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but all it takes is one case. Like, I don't want to be the statistical anomaly of the 1 in 1,000 women that gets offed by their husband. So, all of this to say, not to scare you from the idea of marriage, but to say love is romantic. Love is nice. Love makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but marriage is a contract. It's a sex contract. If you really want to look at it, it's an agreement to have sex with one person for the rest of your life, and then on top of so many other things, right? The point I'm trying to make is you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to be in the most vulnerable setting with someone for a long period of time. And so you better make sure this is the person that you're really certain about. And I don't think most people have done that math. Most people care about getting married more so about loving this other person. For them, the marriage part is more about the wedding and being the center of attention and having the idea of, oh, somebody loves me, then, ooh, I'm committed to this person. It's like people have dream jobs, right? People dream of certain jobs until they actually get hired, and then they realize, oh, it's still labor. I'm still putting in just as much as I'm getting back. And in marriages, a lot of times you don't get as much, right? You put in like 10 units of labor, and then you get back less than 5 units of rewards. That's been the case of so many couples around me. I want to clarify again that I believe in love. I celebrate love. I love when people get married. I love going to weddings, more so than having my own wedding if I were to have one. But marriage isn't necessarily an elevation, a graduation of love. A lot of times it could just be a masking, like where a couple doesn't necessarily have true love or need to get married. Maybe a relationship should just be expired at some point. But one girl gets knocked up, or the guy wants to get married because he's getting a little older, or your parents are pressuring you to get married, or you feel like, oh, I'm at this age, I should be pregnant, I should have a child. Like, a lot of women get married because they want children, right? All of these outside factors that kind of cloud your judgment, and marriage isn't so pure, or it wasn't even that pure to begin with. It's not just about love. So, yeah, save this video for your parents or for yourself. Let's have this conviction. Like, if you're strong in your conviction, you don't need me or any other YouTubers or content creators to instill this belief in your parents or people that are pressuring you. If you're financially secure, you have your own independence, you have your own space, you don't need to explain what you're doing. You don't need to justify your decisions to your parents. So let's get that right. And two, there's no changing your parents. You can't appease them, you can't placate them forever. Something you do is going to piss them off, right? So just do you. Just do what suits you. And remember, times have changed. If you want love, if you just want your needs met, there are other ways to do it. Not every relationship needs to end in marriage. In fact, a lot of women with a lot of power and wealth choose to protect their assets, choose to not marry the next guy that knocks them up. Let me know what you guys think. Am I too progressive or am I too conservative? I think I'm pretty right in the middle. To sum up, don't rush into marriage. Build your own life first, preferably. Don't rely on anybody, no man, no parent for your financial security. And you'll be okay, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're married or not, as long as you're not doing anything to make other people happy or because society tells you to do so. Have a financial safety net, have a retirement account, build your business up, get a better job. Those things are more important than other things. Those things should take more precedence over finding some man, some mediocre man at best, statistically speaking. All right, bye.